Hello and welcome to my channel. I am going to do Excel chapter 2 capstone appliances. I will solve this assignment step by step and you can get your assignment done by watching this video. If you want me to do your assignments, if you want me to do your complete course including Excel assignments, Word assignments, PowerPoint assignments or Access assignments, you can contact me on WhatsApp or email that is mentioned at the description of this video. You can hire me for your other courses like accounting, management, finance, information technology, computer sciences, or writing assignment as well. Let's start this assignment and solve this assignment step by step. So title of the assignment is EXP19 Excel chapter 2 capstone appliances. First step of the assignment is to download the Excel sheet that I have already downloaded this one, and we are supposed to solve this assignment in this Excel sheet. You can get this Excel sheet from your My IT Lab dashboard. So first step is just about downloading the file. That is why we will move to step number 2 directly, and we will solve step number 2. So step number 2 is insert a function in cell B2 to display the current date and format as long date. So we are supposed to show the current date in cell B2. So this is cell B2 and we are supposed to show the current date here. So we will use a function here, type equal sign and type today. So you will get today function here. This will show us the current date. So this is our current date, and now we are supposed to format this as the long date. So format this as the long date, and we will auto fit this one. So this is the current date, and we use today function to show the current date here. So that is all about step number 2. And step number 3 was step number 3 is auto fit the width of column B. So I have already auto fit column B, this one, and column B is already auto fit. So step number 3 is just about auto fit the column B. So we have solved step number 2 and step number 3 now, and we will move step number 4 now. So in step number 4, it is saying that insert a function in cell C5 to display the item named based on the provided inventory lookup information. Copy the function from cell C5 down through C13 to complete column C. So insert a function in cell C5 to display the item named based on the provided inventory information. So we are supposed to show the item name based on the inventory information. So inventory information are given here. These are the inventory information that are given, and we are supposed to show the item name based on these inventory information. And for this we are supposed to use our lookup function. So we will type an equal sign and we will type lookup. So we will get this function. Now we will click on this insert function symbol to type our function arguments. So our function argument will be, lookup value will be this one, B5. Our table array is this one, that is from A18 up to C23. A18 up to C23. This is our table array. Column index will be 2, and then we will make this false. So we got the inventory name, item name for this SKU, and you can see that 294211, and item name is refrigerator. This one we got the item name, and for this we used a lookup function, and our lookup value is B5. Table array is given, that is this one, A18 up to C23, and column index is 2, and then range lookup will be false. So now we will use the autofill handler to get the other item names, and we got the item names for all the inventory information, and you can match these item names to these one. So that is all about step number 4. So we have solved 4 steps so far. Let's move to next step, that is step number 5. So step number 5 is auto fit the width of column C. So I have already made column C as auto fit. So that is all about step number 5. So let's move to next step, that is step number 6. So step number 6 is insert a function in cell E5 to display the item price based on the provided inventory lookup information. Copy the function from cell E5 down through E13 to complete column E. Just like step number 4, we are again supposed to use a lookup function. In step number 4, we were supposed to show the item name based on the inventory information, but in step number 6, now we are supposed to show the item price based on the inventory information. And you can see that our table array is given here, this one, and now just like this one, we are supposed to show the item price. Here we were supposed to show the item name, but now we are supposed to show the item price based on this inventory information, and for this we will use a lookup function, and then we will copy the function down to the column E. So here we are supposed to use a lookup function. So type an equal sign and then type lookup, and we will get this lookup function. Then click on this insert function symbol to type the function arguments. So our lookup value will be B5 because we are looking price for this ID, that is SKU ID is 294211, and our table array will be again this one, that is A18 up to C23. That is our lookup table array, this one, from this one to this one, and now our column index will be third one, this one, because we are looking the column number from the table array. When we were looking for item name, we type 2, now we will type 3 because this is the third column in the table array, and again false. So now we will get the price for the item, that is 294211, and you can see the price is 1399, this one. And now we are supposed to use autofill to get the other values, this one. So that is all about step number 6, where we were supposed to use a lookup function to get the item price based on the inventory information. Let me repeat it again. We used a lookup function and we were looking the values for B5, this one. So our column table array was A18 up to C23, this one, and column index will be 3 because this is the third column in the table array, and then the false. So we got these values for all the items by using the lookup function. So that is all about step number 6. So now let's move to next step, that is step number 7. So in step number 7, it is saying that apply the currency number format with 2 decimal places to column E. So now we are supposed to apply the currency number format with 2 decimal places to column E. So this is column E that is already selected, and now we are supposed to apply the currency number format, this one, with 2 decimal places, this one. So we will make the decimal places to 2 and we will select the currency number format from here. So you can see that currency number format is applied to the column E with 2 decimal places. So that is all about step number 7. Total step in this assignment are 18, and now I am going to do step number 8. So step number 8 is saying that insert an if function in the cell F5 to calculate the total due. If the customer has chosen home delivery, there is an additional delivery charges located in cell B25. Be sure to use appropriate relative and absolute cell references. So now we are supposed to use an if function in cell F5 and we are calculating the total due. So this one, we are calculating the total due, and for this we are supposed to use an if function, and logical test or given condition is if the customer has chosen home delivery. If the customer has chosen home delivery, there is an additional delivery charges located in cell B25. So this is the delivery fees. If the customer will choose the home delivery, then this fees will be added to the total due. That is all about step number 8. Let me do this one for you. So we are supposed to use an if function. So type an equal sign and type if. So now our logical test will be if D5 mean if the customer is using the home delivery. So we will type D5 is equal to yes. If D5 is equal to yes, mean if the customer is using home delivery, then what will be the total due? Total due will be price in E5 plus we will add the delivery fees, this one. Otherwise, if the customer is not using the home delivery, then price will be equal to E5. So let me repeat it again. We are using a if function, and if the customer is using the home delivery, mean if D5 is equal to yes, then the total due will be the item price, this one, E5 plus the home delivery fees, that is B25. Otherwise the price will be the E5 only. So we will get this value, and after that it's saying that we sure to use the, okay, I have done this one. And now last step for you, that is step number 9. Then for the remaining step I will just give you an overview because I have shown you 9 steps so far. So copy the function. So copy the function from cell C5 through F5 through F13 to complete column F and apply the currency number format with 2 decimal places to column F. So now we are supposed to apply the, first we will copy this function down to the column F to get the other values. So we got these other values. Now we are supposed to apply the currency number format with 2 decimal places to column F. So we got these values by using the if function. So I have shown you 9 steps so far, and for the remaining steps I will just give you an overview because I have shown you 9 steps. So this is the complete version of this assignment when you will apply the remaining steps from step number 10 to 18. I have shown you 9 complete steps, and for the remaining steps you can just look at this final solution. So I have shown you how you can get this item name, then I have shown you how you can get this item price and then total due for that item. So after that we are supposed to calculate the monthly payment, this one. So that is our step number 10. Inside the function in cell H5 to calculate the first customer monthly payment using the appropriate relative and absolute cell references. So I have shown you this monthly payment. You will get this monthly payment after using the function for monthly payment. So next step is insert a function in cell H14 to calculate the total of all monthly payments. We are supposed to insert a function here to calculate the total of all these monthly payments. Then next one is insert a function in cell H18 to calculate the total number of orders based on the entry in column E. This one is the total number of orders I got by using the function. Then after that we are supposed to calculate the lowest monthly payment, that is 8.23. We got this after using the function. Then average monthly payment 19.23 that I got after using the function. Then the maximum monthly payment, this one. So you can do this assignment on your own, but if you want to do this assignment for you, you can contact me and I will do this assignment for you. Thank you so much for watching my video. I request you to subscribe to my channel and comments to my video, so you can have a look at this final version of this assignment after applying all the remaining steps.